although you're a first responder, you're not usually the first one on the scene, but you're one of the more essential people. You're the people that shows up, and it's the firemen or the cops go, oh, thank God EMS is here.
100%.
Yeah, it's time for the Suffering Podcast. And we're back with somebody that
I haven't seen in a long time. I haven't seen him probably since he left the show.
Two guys living together in the same apartment, yet they don't see each other.
I got my straight card now. So,
and of course, we're talking about Eric Engelhart, one of our proudest
EMS
supporters.
Eric.
EMS Eric, look for him on Instagram.
Sits on our board.
One of our proudest supporters. Eric, you've been there with us the whole way. You were, it was actually a job to get you in because you're a busy guy.
And he was pre-cameras also.
Yes, you were. You sat in on a couple episodes.
Scott Stevens. Sat in for Scott Stevens. He sat in for Tara Manilow.
Yeah. Well, that was the favor. It's just like I got to come in for Scott.
And the funny thing is, we drove up in separate cars to that too.
Eric, thanks so much for coming and sitting down with us. Thanks for all you do for us. When Mike first approached you about coming on this show, what did you think? What was going through your head?
I was very hesitant, number one, because you guys were just starting off. But when I got here, it was just like talking to a couple guys, going over what I've been through over 30 years of doing EMS.
It's a tough sell. Hey, come down to my basement and record this show that not many people listen to.
I mean, since then, me and Eric have sat around a table a million times and talked, but it's the same thing. The conversations go the same way.
But no, you guys come a long way. You start your third season, which is fantastic. You guys are doing great. Big people. Yeah, of course.
Season 3 is going to blow everybody away.
Yeah, like you said, it's first one's, like you said, it's going to be a knockout.
Well, so you've been responsible also for bringing us some other family members that we've had in.
Well, we got Ashley.
We got Pamela.
Pamela. Well, we got Ashley, Mark, and Nick through Eric. We got Pamela.
And that's about all you did. You're not doing your job.
We'll give them Tara for that one too. Dr. Cohen, who we got through Tara.
That's right. Whenever we put the call out, Eric's always the first one to step up and say, "Hey, what do you need?" As a matter of fact, he texted me earlier on today and said, "Hey, I can be there early if you need help setting up." And well, we need a lot of help setting up, but we eventually got it.
As you can tell, with the duct tape behind the scenes,
the cameras won't pick up the duct tape.
We make it work.
Listen, I've been on TV sets. There's a lot of duct tape on TV sets. A lot of it.
That's why they call them like the key grip, because they grip stuff with tape and all that stuff.
But after you recorded your episode and you felt comfortable and stuff, and you got it out, your episode, if I remember correctly, did very, very well. It was the suffering of EMS. And did you get any feedback coming in?
I did. I got a lot of feedback, actually. They said that it was fantastic because a lot of people don't want to talk about, EMS in general because we're kind of like the stepchildren of first responders. And
yet they're the people we call when we really need help.
Like, we're always the one, if you're hurt or sick, we're the first ones you call. And we always get put on the back burner no matter what. And it's sad, but we're used to it. And that's the sad part. We're used to it. We're not looking for any recognition or anything like that. This is what we're paid to do. This is what we do. This is our job. We care about people. We go out and help them. But they were really proud that, at least somebody got up to say something and say, hey, listen, that's what EMS is all about,
Especially during, the pandemic.
You guys never stopped.
No, we were constantly going. 7 days a week.
And you had to go in people's houses that maybe we didn't know a whole lot about it. You had to go in people's houses. I'm sure it was a little uncomfortable.
If I'm not mistaken, you never tested positive either, did you?
No, I tested positive actually a year ago, Christmas.
Yeah, me too. You gave it to me, you son of a bitch.
So did I. It must have been all three of us.
Was that three-way we had?
Mine was last New Year's. Last New Year's I had.
Because I got it like a week after you. I'm sure you gave it to me.
I got it like 2 days after Christmas last year. But, during the
Did you pass it on to anybody else? Were you the giving person?
So my kids tested negative. They didn't test positive till after New Year's. But everybody's doing fine now, and it's amazing how at the peak of the pandemic that I got nothing, And when I got it, I was asymptomatic. I had no issues. My daughter was sick. She wanted to go get tested. Went over, got tested. They called me and told me I was positive, and she was negative.
The funny thing is people on the front lines, because I saw this, I never stopped during lockdown. The people on the front lines, it seems like they were a little bit more resilient to it, and you have to be, because what do you do? Like, although you're a first responder, you're not usually the first one on the scene, but you're one of the more essential people. You're the people that shows up, and it's the firemen and the cops go, oh, thank God EMS is here.
Thank God they're here.
Yet you don't get your due.
Or even like how many times in your career did you go on like a heart attack call, CPR call?
Oh,
You can't wait for EMS to get there. Thank God you guys are here.
minutes or hours.
No policeman or fireman want to sit there and do CPR. They don't, because that's not their job. They don't want to do it. During the pandemic, all the officers and everybody stood outside. They waited for us to get there, and they never even came inside. So we always ran in. There were times I went in with no mask, and wondering if I'm going to get COVID when I come out. And knock wood, thank God, I didn't get anything till after the peak went down. But now COVID's starting to pick up a little bit, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Now, can we talk about the greatest success story out of our podcast that happened to you? Can we talk about that?
We can.
We can. Can we?
Let's go.
All right. So you are currently involved in a relationship. All right. And it is. I don't want to say it's because of us, but I think we might have had a little. We put the Cupid wings on. We put the Cupid wings.
Do you know how Tara got up to podcast that day?
Oh, Eric Drover. So Eric and Tara are now, every time I see you're together, you're thick as thieves, and I love it. I really do. I think you two are very well suited for each other.
Well,
but
and that's what I said in the beginning. I'm like, I pretty much made the introduction.
so the suffering brought them together. Do you see where I'm going with that? The suffering brought them together.
As long as the suffering doesn't tear them apart, we're doing good.
I think we're okay.
No, I love it. It's a great success story. If our show does nothing else, at least we facilitated a great relationship between two great people. All right, Eric, I always appreciate you, brother. Always do.
Hey, Kev, I mean, talk about suffering, right? We're sitting here in the Grand Saloon. We got these TVs all over. I'm watching the Immaculate Reception. I must have saw it 60 times.
I know. Poor Franco Harris passed. For those of you who
Raiders
don't know,
fan.
It's
Torture watching that thing.
Yeah, everybody had a little soft spot for the Steelers in the 70s, though. Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris,
Yeah, well, you
Mean
front
Joe
runners,
Green.
you front runners are. Anyway, back to Eric. Were you saying something?
Eric, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Thank you for always being there. And listen, we look forward to great things between you. I want an invitation if anything does ever come of this. I want an invitation.
He just can't move out anytime soon.
I'll wear this. We'll actually get tuxedo imprints.
Suffering podcast tuxedos. Now we're onto something.
No, we'll just put a tuxedo, like the T-shirt. It's like, it says I'm formal, but I like to party.
We get Suffering podcast ties. Little logos all over. Wow.
Except the new logo's got a face on it, so our mug's got to be on it.
Trying to take your cards with you.
All right, Eric, I appreciate you, and thank you so much. We're going to be right back with you in just a moment. Sit your ass down. And we're back with our very special next guest, who has been one of our supporters again from the beginning when we were only on audio.
Pre-camera.
And that is the Roro Antonuccio, who
Now, councilwoman.
Oh, you're bringing that right out of the gate.
Roselle Park.
Yes.
and like any good Italian, you
Yes.
never come empty-handed.
Never, ever, ever.
I think the last time you brought us something as well.
Oh, sauce. I brought you sauce.
You brought us sauce. That's right. This time,
sauce.
This time it's love knots.
Oh, cookies.
And what else is in there?
Biscotti, my famous biscotti.
Oh, that's your famous.
They're famous.
So
They are.
You've had a lot.
Lost all this weight. Now I'm going to gain it.
Yes.
Because you're going to give me cookies.
I have to feed people.
I've watched your transformation online.
Yes.
I've watched you from a distance. We talk occasionally.
Yeah.
And I've watched you really change your life. And you got to feel 100% better.
I feel great. Absolutely. It's just another piece of the puzzle, I say, because listen, transformation happens from the inside first, And for me, it did. It happened inside out, and it was the last piece. I just needed to be free in that area, and I ended up calling one a nutrition coach, so I did invest. I just got to a point. I was 46 years old, and I was like, how do I diet? I gave up and knowing anything. And
I'm sure you feel a lot better about yourself now too, right?
oh yeah.
Shape, you always feel good. You know?
Yes, the confidence, because you don't have that blanket of whatever you carry around. So, yeah, I mean, it's confidence, but it's still humble. It's not, I'm not walking around like, hey guys, I'm here. Nah.
So we connected originally through Instagram or somebody I knew was following you, and I just jumped on and I said,
yes.
Ro would be a good person to have on the show.
Yeah.
And I reach out to you. Guy calls you out of nowhere and says, hey, listen, would you like to come on the show? Like, yeah, all right, sure, whatever. What did you think when they first made contact with you?
Honestly, well, you guys came off right off the bat, like just genuine, authentic, real, and even just, your name,
Put up a good front.
Yeah, that's true. But I do my homework, so. No, and honestly, it was an honor for me. I was humbled by it. I mean, and I was intrigued. Like, for you guys, I always say, you're very unique. You share people's stories and hearts and what they've been through, and a lot of people don't do that,
And Roro shared a lot when she came on.
It was with a huge curveball.
We didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about, any of your history. We were just,
Yeah.
We actually were bringing you on about the difficulties of being a comedian.
Yeah.
And that's, in all honesty, it's like, because I know that life is very difficult. There's several different facets of it that are difficult. And then you throw us this curveball when we get down there, we're like,
and it's
Yeah.
we
not prepared for this.
It is heavy.
Me and Kevin have like pre-production meetings, and we used to go to the bagel place, talk about like what angle we're going to take, and then we'd have like post-production, like how do you think the show went? After you left, we just sat there and went like, holy shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Listen, if it made you feel better, that's what we're here for.
It's heavy,
Get it off your
yeah.
chest, yeah.
and then Ro came out to our live event at Hackensack Brewing.
Yes.
Which
that was fun.
Alex Ferenzi from Hackensack Brewing is here tonight.
To show up tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, and you've been very generous to us but it was nice.
We went to one of Ro's shows.
Yes,
over
you
at the
guys
Comedy
did.
Dojo.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is hysterical.
With I met Vic. I can't tell you Vic's last name.
Cedeno.
Cezanne. Okay.
Cedeno. Yeah, Vic
So-
Cedeno. And then there's also Larry Bea.
Larry Bea, which is another one I've been in contact
Yeah,
with. Larry
he's
reached
great.
out to us, and hopefully we're going to try to get Larry on the show.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
I know he's always all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't even know where his home base is, but we trade stuff
That's
back
true.
and forth.
Is it New
San
York?
Francisco a lot.
No. Oh, that's true. He goes back and forth. Yeah.
So what's next on the horizon for you? I know you're out there doing some shows. I just saw you were in Rockaway.
Yes, Rockaway. I actually was just saying that I have a show coming up next week. Listen, comedians will be like, can you do a show in an hour?
Yeah.
No, so I have some shows coming up. We have a divorce show coming up, actually. That's going to be really interesting. Yes. So all the comedians are divorced, and we're going to like...
Is everybody in the audience divorced? 'Cause I don't make it.
Yeah. I don't know how it's going to
I
be
was
set
divorced
up.
20 years ago. Does that count?
Listen, then you have material, my friend.
No, I always say that thank God we never had children because it would have been Rosemary's Baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because she was Satan. She was Satan. I'm pretty sure of it.
Listen, I dated Satan's brother, so
Oh, okay.
a couple of them. No.
Yeah, usually exes turn out to be satanic in some way or another.
Yeah.
But you've always been there for us, and we always want to be there for you.
Thank you.
So in the future, when you go out and you become this big famous comedian, don't forget about the small people. And you got to come out. You got to come in, and we got to sit down and have an updated, long-term
Absolutely.
discussion. Because we're on camera now.
Yeah. Sure. No,
Some
absolutely.
people's lives change. Some people still do the same thing. Some people get into politics. And we may have a president.
No, it's funny, and I'll say this really fast. It's not even about the politics. It's about being a servant, and I keep saying it because that's what's on my heart. And politics it's just a word of today. But I'm saying for really to be a servant of the people is what I'm bringing to the table. I want to be authentic, genuine, really do something for someone. That's why I'm saying yes to that.
You have a whole new thing to talk about because this is the second time you've run.
Yes.
And the first time you lost by like 10 votes.
10 votes, yeah.
10 votes.
10 people.
And you had the fortitude to step it up and go again.
Yeah. So, and someone actually texted me, and I won by quote unquote 200% this time because I ended up getting those plus another. So but it, again, it's really God's plan. If that is meant to be, I'm in it 100%. I'm going to give my all. So it opened the door, so I'm jumping in.
So give out your Instagram again, because I always am delighted to see your Instagram and your Facebook. You put on the best pictures, all different angles.
All different angles. I put one up for the angle police.
Wait, the new angle is down below? I saw that.
I might have to do one upside down soon. 2023, I'm going to be standing on my head or something. I don't know.
Well, I do all my posts upside down now, so my wrinkles go away.
The Italian basement kitchen.
Yeah, but you can find me on Rosabella38 on Instagram, and then Roro Antonuccio on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll always follow you.
Aw,
You're part
follow
of our
you
family.
guys. Yes, definitely fam. Listen, if I'm bringing my biscotti to you, it's family. Okay?
You were one at the beginning. I mean, what episode? I mean, that was
Yeah.
That was a 20 something, I think.
Yeah.
We've done almost 100 plus episodes since then.
Wow. Since then,
And
that's
we went from a
amazing.
few hundred to a few 100,000.
Wow.
So it's a little different now.
That's beautiful. Well, you guys deserve it. You're really genuine. I love it. Your heart is huge, and keep going and reach the world, because people's stories will touch other people, And
That's exactly it. That's
what we hope.
We keep doing it.
yeah.
That's what we hope for.
Yeah.
Ro, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Not row, it's row.
More professional.
No, because she's half a row now. Half a row.
Hold on. It's
Yeah, baby.
row.
There you go. Look at that. That's
row.
it.
We're gonna get
Look.
black.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, and we'll
Thank
be
you.
right back after this short word from our sponsors.